Love is a beautiful thing. Trust is all we need, eh? Though it is so lucky now, but I'm still waiting. When I do, I'll pay my dues and set to say I do. I'll give it up to you, cause everything I will do. What a girl's like a million. They just want my million in you. I'ma put on my billion love. I'll put my love in one basket. You're all that I have now. There's no one else.
According to research, it takes a whooping 45 minutes to prepare a woman for penetration. I think an average African man is going to struggle with that. No wonder a lot of couples are struggling with sex in their marriage. My name is Dr. Tolu. People call me The Fixer. And this is Intimacy Clinic, where we are going to be talking about relationship, sex, marriage, and mental health issues. You are welcome to my show. Tonight, I will be talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. You don't want to move a muscle.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here. Right here.
According to Newsweek magazine, 15 to 20% of couples are in a sexless relationship. Studies shows that 10% or less of the married population below the age of 50 have not had sex in the past 1 year. In addition, less than 20% report having sex a few times per year or even monthly under the age of 40. That should be scary, right? But that statistics, according to Newsweek magazine, is coming from America. Imagine a country like Nigeria where we do not even have data. But I tell you, I'm a couples therapist and I see a lot of couples on a daily or at least on a weekly basis. And I tell you, the rate of sexless marriages in our society is becoming alarming. People are married and they are no longer having sex. What is going on? For a lot of people, they were celibate before they even got married, waiting all their lives to the time that they would now be able to really have the sex the way they want to. Now you are married. 1 year of no marriage, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. I have seen 15 years. You are married and you are not having sex for 15 years. What is going on? This is becoming too common these days, and a lot of couples are in this situation. So who knows? Maybe tonight's show is because of you. Maybe Dr. Tolu is going to be helping you to resolve this problem. For a lot of people, you are even thinking it's spiritual. You have been moving from one mountain to the other. To some, you really don't even know where the problem is coming from. So tonight, I'll be giving you like 11 or 12 reasons you could be in a sexless marriage and you know you do not want to move a muscle.
Welcome to the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, the first counseling institute in Africa, leading the crusade of mental wellness to keep the society sane and productive. The institute uses a professional, non-discriminatory policy to educate all through our training and intervention programs. We train and certify clinical counselors and psychotherapists, companies and organizations for optimum performance, HR personnel with counseling skill for better human management, schools and church counselors to practice like professionals. Counseling is the new generational skill for helping people to be their best version and organizations for maximum performance. Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, changing lives, building dreams. Contact 10 Sumbo Jibowu Street, off Riabdu Road, off Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, 0909 481 2983, or visit their website at www.instituteofcounselingng.org.
All right, so why are you struggling with sex? Why are you no longer having sex in your marriage? The first thing I will talk about is stress. Every one of us knows that Nigeria is stressful, especially if you live in Lagos. It's quite stressful. And interestingly, an average African man considers romance to be provision and protection. When he's providing for your needs and protecting you, he just expects sex to be perfect. Even though an average African woman also wants protection and provision, but he still wants a bit of romance, the in-between, the sweet nothingness, she still wants it as well. So you see, there's a bit of mismatch in that. So when the man has to go out, look for money, and especially in a society like ours, where you don't even know what could come upon you in the next minute. I mean, if you live in a developed world, you know what to expect at the end of the month. You know how much you're going to be paying for a certain bill and all of that. But the level of uncertainty in our society, especially living in Africa, is very high. You really do not know what could be coming upon you the next minute. It could be about the landlord who is ready to increase his rent at the next moment. It could be about your boss who is ready to fire you at any moment. Nothing seems to be working, and we really do not have process in this part of the world. Because of that, this is making people to be extremely stressed up. And of course, there is a Yoruba adage that says it is a merry heart that brings about an erection. So when a man is going through a lot, he might be struggling with erection. And then women might also not be relaxed for sex. So if you are struggling with sex, maybe one of the things you should look out for is your stress level. Are you stressed? Are there things that are weighing you down? Are there issues that you are going through that are making your life to be stressful? You might want to look at that. For a lot of time, we really do not know this is the reason why we are not even doing it. You don't even know it's because we are stressed. This is a wake-up call for you to look at this. Maybe, just maybe, this is the reason why you are not having sex in your marriage. My second point is inability to discuss sex. There's something I call the conspiracy of silence in this part of the world. It's as if sex is an abomination. Nobody should talk about it. Like, how do you even... Funny enough, Nigerians are really having sex. Go and check it. One of the most Googled statements or phrase in Nigeria is how to have sex. We are really having sex as Africans. Africans are having sex. In fact, sex is readily available compared to developed world in this part of the world, right? But at the same time, we don't even talk about it. So you are struggling with sex in your relationship. You cannot even tell your partner, babe, this is the way I want to be touched. This is the way I want you to do it. You can't even say it. How do you even have a good sex life when you are not talking? I see this a lot of time when couples come for therapy, especially on the part of the women. You see them telling you, it's not touching me the right way. Oh, he doesn't know how to make me come. Are you telling him? The man is not a magician. Are you speaking your truth? For a lot of us, we want to be good girls. How could you be a good girl before marriage? You still get married, you are still doing good girl. Unfortunately, when it comes to sex, good girl does not even work for a man's brain. Their brain does not work like that sexually. An average man wants a lady in the street and a freak in the bedroom. So what are we talking about? You need to be able to open up. The more you condition your brain with negative experiences and thoughts about sex, the more you develop more hatred for it. So you see, nobody is going to help you to discuss it if you cannot. The right thing to do is to start talking. Babe, this is the way I want you to touch me. This is how I want it. If you do not know how to express yourself, please book an appointment with a sex therapist so we could help you to analyze all of these things.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here. Right here.
My third point, possible reasons you are in a sexless marriage, is lack of emotional connection. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, people go into marriage without planning. When I say planning, without having the qualities they are looking for in their partner. Just the way you have it in our secondary school economics, where you need to have your scale of preference, where you have opportunity cost and alternative forgone. The same way it should be when it comes to choosing a life partner. A lot of people go into marriages without having plans. You don't even know the person. You don't have what you are looking for in the person you want to get married to. So you choose the Miss available or the Mr. available. And when you get married, you now start drifting apart. One of the major issues that I deal with in my couples therapy is lack of emotional connection with among couples. Unfortunately, couples struggle with this. Like I said earlier, men consider provision and protection as a form of romance, while an average woman wants something in between. She wants the sweet nothingness. She wants you to say, oh, baby, how are you doing? I miss you, the pecking, the touching, both sexual and non-sexual touch. They want to be emotionally connected. And that is why we say it a lot of time that men need just a place to have sex, but women need reasons to have sex. She wants to feel emotionally connected to you. She wants to be able to, you guys need to be friends. She wants you to be able to fulfill her emotional needs. And when that is not happening, and it could be the other way around, it could be the man too, but in a lot of cases, it's women that actually crave for emotional connection. And I tell you, when emotional connection flies out of the window, I bet it with you, sex disappears. I'm still talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. And my number 4 point is mobile gadgets and social media. A lot of, this has different facets. A lot of people are thinking, they are comparing their relationship with what you have on social media. Interestingly, if the grass is greener on the other side, it is just because the gardener is doing a good job. So for a lot of people, they feel like, oh, I just wish my husband could be that romantic. Oh, I wish my wife, especially these days where people are buying bomb and buying breasts. And then you feel like, oh, I wish my wife can have that kind of bomb. I wish my wife can have that kind of, and you kept comparing. And because of that, you are losing interest in the gorgeous woman that is standing in front of you. The same thing applicable to the women. Oh, I want my relationship on social media. We say this a lot of time. Majority of them are fake, make believe. People give you what they want you to see. Interestingly, we say this a lot of time, yet we are not even learning. So people drift apart, and when you drift apart physically, emotionally, of course, you're going to drift apart sexually as well. And then some other people, another problem with social media and gadgets is the fact that people spend too much time on these things. So your gadget is taking the place of your husband. And Instagram is taking the place of your wife. You are a slay queen, and every time you go there, oh, I want to do, you are on Reels 247. And then you do not have time to bond. You do not have time to interact. Majority of the people you are interacting with are on social media. You are living your life on social media, forgetting that there is somebody around you who needs your attention. So when you spend too much time on your phone, on gadgets and social media, you're going to drift apart. And possibility that your marriage is going to slip into a sexless one is very high. My number 5 point is boredom and lack of willingness to try new things. Interestingly, I get this a lot of time. 20 years of marriage, only one sex style. Who does that, for crying out loud? Always having sex on the bed. It's going to become boring. When people say, oh, you cannot be eating pounded yam for 10 years, it's not the pounded yam. It is because you are not spicing it up. So when you're not willing to try a new thing, don't raise my leg, don't touch me like that. So how? It's going to get boring. You need to be willing to try new things. You need to learn. You need to improve. You need to keep spicing things up. It can really get boring. Sex can really get boring, especially in marriage. How can you know? And I get this a lot of time. Women complain. It's looking like I'm really, talking about the men a lot, but I'm talking out of, experiences in my counseling session. A lot of time you get to notice that men tend to, that particular position that makes them to feel like, I'm really enjoying it, it's getting, they feel like that's the position that gives them that deep penetration. They stick to it. And they keep doing that position for 5 years of marriage, 10 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage without trying new things. Interestingly, the table is actually turning. I recently had a couple where the wife always insists that she must be on top. If she's not on top, they are not going to have sex. For 7 years of their marriage, it has always been like that. You can't just be like that. A lot of people are complaining, I'm not reaching orgasm. How will you reach orgasm when you are using only one position? Maybe the position that is going to give you that orgasm that you are looking for is something that you have not tried. You can't keep having sex on the bed. Your freezer, your washing machine, your rug, your bathroom, your floor, all of them are props, your staircase. You go out and have destination love making. All of these things are going to help you. You can't keep doing it the same way, and it's not going to get boring. So boredom and lack of willingness to try new things. And my next point is the fact that you have alternative. You have alternatives to your husband. You have alternative to your wife. Interestingly, that is so common in Nigeria now. Sex is not working at home, and then you are looking for somebody to replace instantly. The truth of the matter is, if you don't fix that problem, it's going to degenerate into bigger problems. Interestingly, the problem you're having is sex, right? Now, the reason why you are going outside is because you are having sexual problem in your marriage. So when you leave, maybe because, of course, you are spending too much time outside, you are neglecting the woman at home. So she might start becoming a nagging woman. She could start becoming a nagging woman. She could slip into depression. She could have anger problem. She could start to raising your kids, the way she wouldn't have wanted to because of all the things she's going through. What I'm trying to say is, because of sexless marriage that you are not dealing with, you could actually be breeding tens of other problems. So for a lot of people that think cheating, you cannot keep cheating for the rest of your life now. Like for real, there was something you saw in that man, in that woman that really made you to get married to that. Why don't you bring back this spark? Because at the end of the day, imagine how beautiful it's going to be if you are able to bring back that sex, that the way it used to be, while you were dating, when you first started, how hot, spicy, and interesting it used to be. It can never be like that when you are cheating. My next point, why couples could be in a sexless marriage or relationship, is frustration from one-sided lovemaking. Every time you are doing it for him. In fact, this is very common with our women. You are lying down like a log of wood and you are saying, come and do, come. And this is actually it's not, men also want, because we think men has testosterone, they want sex. And then because of that, you just lie down there, come and do, come and take it. Like when you throw food at a dog, that's what a lot of women are doing. Men also want quality lovemaking. And this is also happening. It could be vice versa, actually. So when lovemaking is one-sided, when one person is always doing it for the other party, before you know it, she's going to get tired or he is going to get frustrated. And everybody is just going to zone into what I call learned helplessness. You're going to learn to be helpless, and then you're just going to be in your space and you're not going to make any effort. And a lot of couples are in that situation in their sex life currently. Another reason why you could be in a sexless marriage is no orgasm. See, as much as orgasm is your right, especially for women, we know that achieving orgasm is more complicated for women than it is for men. As much as orgasm is your right? Lovemaking should not be orgasm-based all the time. But notwithstanding, when you keep having sex and you are not able to achieve it, you're going to get frustrated. In fact, it's going to be like learned helplessness, like I said earlier. You know how it is. Lovemaking, especially for a woman, is like trying to push a car up a cliff, something like this. A cliff, you're coming here and you are trying to push a car. So you're putting a lot of energy, a lot of mental, a lot of women, maybe not all women, but up to at least 85% of women are putting a lot of mental energy when it comes to achieving orgasm. So she's putting all the energy, like she's pushing up the car, towards up the cliff. And then she's pushing and she got to this place and then she came back. Maybe you touched the breast wrongly, you don't know how to touch the clitoris, you don't know how to give a head, you won't even perform foreplay and all of that. So she's coming, she get here and she's back. Oh, she's coming and she will get here and she's coming back. After some time, she'll just stay here completely. She will just be here completely, permanently. And that is the situation of a lot of couples currently. When there is no orgasm, there's nothing to look out for. And come on, I'm going to be taking a topic on orgasm one of these days. So you know it's something that makes you feel good, relieve you of tensions or pain, and make life more interesting. So if somebody is looking forward to it and not able to achieve it, the person might slip into a sexless situation. Still talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. A problem that a lot of couples are currently going through in Nigeria is what I call performance anxiety. Performance anxiety is very high in Africa because for an average African man, ego is huge. Control is very huge. So they don't want to feel like, oh, I'm not doing it right, or I don't know how to do it. And because of that, they are anxious. Especially when the woman has made maybe a very funny comment about their capacity, you know, about a man's capacity or a man's manhood, you know, that could make the man begin to, you know, lose confidence in himself, and that could lead to performance anxiety. I bet it with you. A lot of erectile dysfunction problem that men are dealing with in Nigeria currently as a result of performance anxiety is because, you know, men's sexuality is connected to their ego, and it's huge. It's higher for an average African man. He wants to feel in control. He wants to feel like he knows how to do it. He's in charge. And when the woman is, and then that's why you see a lot of women are faking it. And the day the woman say, I beg, you don't even know how to do it, and then the man, that's the day, the last day the man will have erection. So for a lot of people, the major reason you are struggling with erection, and of course the reason why you are not having sex in your marriage is because of performance anxiety. You just want to act like you know it all. It's okay not to know how to have sex. I beg, where did you even learn how to have sex in the first place? I tell you, if you bring out 100 men in Nigeria today and tell them to show you where the clitoris is in the vagina of a woman, I bet it with you 95% will not know. It's something that I've tried before, 95%. And it's okay if you don't know and you know that you don't even know. But in Africa, they will not know, they will think they know. So you see why your problem is persisting. Don't forget, it's still Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu, and I've been talking about possible reasons you are in a sexless marriage. And my final point for tonight is unresolved relationship issues. You know, there are ways you pile up negative emotions, and then you develop a kind of irritation towards your partner. That is very common in this part of the world. People drift apart completely, physically, emotionally, and then they are living like tenants or how do you call it, housemates, you know. In this part of the world, that's what you get. When people have relationships, it's interestingly, the last thing that will come to people's mind when they are going through problem in their marriage is to seek for the help of a marriage counselor or a therapist. They won't. They'll be moving from pastors to church to mommies to daddies, people that doesn't even have professional skills to help you. And then you see these issues will now pile up to a level where you develop a level of hatred towards your partner. That is the current situation of a lot of couples. And of course, with that, there is no way you can be having sex in that marriage. I hope you have been able to find these tips helpful. And I think one of these days, you just need to keep sticking to Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu. I will be talking about how to get out of a sexless marriage. By the time I come back after this short break, I will be answering your questions.
It's time to ask the fixer. Ask the fixer.
So the question that I have here is from Biodun from Abeokuta. Biodun says, please, Dr. Tolu, if a woman squirts during sex, is the squirting urine? Interesting question. You know, there have been a lot of debates, you know, on whether squirt is the same thing as urine. But the truth of the matter is, as of today, I can tell you that the most research believe that squirting is not the same thing as urine. Yeah. So if you look at the smell, it does not smell like urine. Even though sometimes it could get mixed up with urine, it still would not smell exactly like urine. And another thing is the fact that the viscosity of squirting is a little bit thicker than that of urine. Urine is like water, but the viscosity of squirting is a little bit thicker. So that could tell you that it's not the same thing. And another thing is, as much as they are coming from, the same path, in the vagina of a woman, but just to say it in a plain language, squirting and urine are not the same thing, all right? So if you have a woman that are squirting, I think you are lucky. And if you're a woman that you are struggling, I get that a lot of Dr. Tolu, how do I squirt? I beg, don't kill yourself. A lot of people are still struggling to even achieve orgasm, and you are thinking of how to squirt. So if you are not able to squirt, you are good and there's nothing wrong with you. But in a layman language, squirting is not the same as urine. All right, and that will be it for tonight. But before I go, here is my food for thought.
Here is food for thought. Food for thought.
My food for thought for tonight: a sexually frustrated partner will eventually frustrate the marriage. Thank you for being a part of Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu tonight. I'm going to see you same station, same time next week. Have a successful night. Bye-bye.